Hi, I'm Owen Sweeney, Content Marketing Manager at ServiceNow.
Hi, I'm Granet, Employee Workflow Champion at Devoteam.
Anne, welcome to Knowledge. How's the event been so far?
First, thank you for having me, Owen. And
Our
the
pleasure.
event is great, as usual. It's always a pleasure to be reunited after 2 years.
Absolutely.
And
Seeing
all
customers,
of us together.
seeing customers and partners together in one place has been very exciting.
Exactly.
Lots of conversations happening here.
Exactly, a lot of conversation.
You are a pre-workflow manager for Devo teams. And with that, you've overseen a lot of HR implementations through digital transformation in the past few years. How has the big quit or the great resignation had an impact on the labor market?
It's a really important conversation about this big quit. For the last 12 months, we heard a lot in the media, in the HR organization themselves, a lot about this big quit. Here in Europe, I'd rather like to talk about the big shortage, because what we see is happening since way before the COVID, where organizations had huge difficulties to recruit new people. In fact, you have millions of jobs that are unfilled, and it's more about a mismatch between the skills that the organization are looking for and the skills that the people have on the labor market. So I think it was the World Economic Forum that is predicting that in 2025, about 50% of all employees will need to be reskilled. So I think it's a larger issue, and it's a larger a challenge for HR organization and for organization altogether to fill that gap. And to be very pragmatic, for HR, they have to transform their approach, have a more employee-centric approach, and there are very two ways and two processes that can help fight either you call it the big quit or the big shortage, is really to work on the onboarding process,
yes.
Also the mobility process, because they embody all the complexity of the organization. And without this employee-centric approach, the way to strengthen the brain and to keep hiring new employees, to attract them, to retain them, and to reskill them will be more difficult.
How can we use technology to try and solve these problems?
It's a very good question. How we can, our organization, and especially HR organization, use technology. For the last couple of years, we've deployed, and we are still deploying, a lot of HR projects, HR service delivery projects, as well as employee center projects. We see 3 main topics where our clients put their priorities, either on short term, but also in more the long-term approach. The first one, and we see it for the last couple of years, and of course COVID was really a trigger for that, is the acceleration of the digitization of the HR service and the HR process altogether. Because they have to redesign this process, not only to build a more efficient HR operation organization, but also to bring to the employee a seamless experience on how they consume the service, just like consumer, really. So that's really how technology can help. Also, onboarding, as I mentioned, is a process that organizations right now are all looking for. Last year, they were looking at tools. We need a tool for the onboarding. But still, this tool was just another tool in the forest of tools for onboarding. And with ServiceNow, and here the technology and the platform approach is really brings a lot of value, because with that, know that HR understand our ServiceNow work, because they have already or are deploying their HR service, their new portal. They know how it works, and they see that the platform approach can help orchestrate all the different activities from different departments, from facility to IT to HR, and in HR, even different departments in HR, in one single tool. And with that, you have an end-to-end process, and again, a smooth experience for the employee, so really employee-centric, but not only for the new hire, but also for the people who are working on the process and who deserve a true exciting experience also.
Absolutely. And one of the learnings we had here today was, without being able to create good employee experiences, how can we create good customer and consumer experiences too?
Exactly.
Other than what we've discussed, what are some of the big trends that HR will undergo in the next couple of years, do you think?
So, of course, the next big trend, and it's going to be a challenge, it's already a challenge for the organization, is to have a one-stop shop for employees. Because when you discuss with the client, when either HR or people in charge of the digital transformation of the organization, we see that we have dozens of portals for employees. And again, when HR start to deploy their services, they start to think about the employee experience. Most of the time, there is already ITSM on ServiceNow, so IT as a service portal. Mm-hmm. So HR is looking at this service portal and say, this is not the experience that we want. We want something that is more engaging, a place where the employee will find not only services, but information. We want to develop self-care, the autonomization of the consumption of our services. So they start to discuss around a different portal, but yet, it's not aligned with the idea of a smooth experience. Mm. And when you start this discussion, you have to talk about the governance of the portal. 70% of the content of the corporate portal, most of the time, is content from HR. So you have to bring these stakeholders also in this conversation. So really this unified portal approach, I think, is what's going to happen in 2022, 2023. 2020, 2021 was HR service delivery digitization. Now we are moving forward with the full employee experience, with the interface and the UX experience.
Excellent. With the technology in place and the drive to implement this, how can you tell the signs of a good transformation, a successful transformation in an organization?
Well, there is several level, of course, because it's so transformational for the organization to say, okay, now the burden of our organization should not be on the employee shoulder. So we need to have this employee-centric approach and digitize the service and bring together all the service providers in our company. You need a strong sponsorship at the CXO level.
Yeah.
Once you have that, you need to identify, if you want your project to be a success, you need to identify strong stakeholders, strong sponsor, but really at the product level. Who will be the sponsor for the HR part? Who will be the sponsor for the employee experience part, which could be different. So strong sponsorship. Sponsorship. Thank you. A glass of water, maybe.
Next time.
Exactly. Strong sponsorship, product owner, clear product ownership, and then you need to take this step-by-step approach. Rome did not happen in one day.
Yes.
Even though we are with San Diego now.
But our digital transformation might take several days.
Exactly. Well, so you need really to go step by step. Excellent. Get the adoption.
Thank you so much, Anne.
Thank you
enlightening, and I hope you enjoy the rest of Knowledge.
Definitely.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Owen. Have a good day.
Thank you.